Okay, so what I got here is my GSG 1911. Promised a few of my friends I'd make a video on it just to show so far what I've done, and a few people on YouTube. More or less, I think the one guy on here that I've been talking to would be Nick Taylor. He pretty much helped me on the decision of buying this. I'd been looking at them for a little bit, and I saw his video and sent him a few messages and a few comments, and ultimately I decided to buy one. So, as you can see here, we'll go ahead and do a safety check here. Take out the mag. Alright, and I'll rack the slide for you. Oh, take the safety off. See, we're clear. Some of the things I've done so far, you can tell. I've switched out the grips, of course. These are the Pachmayr American Legend grips. I really like them. I like the finger grooves. I like the way it feels. These grips aren't cut for the ambidextrous safety, so if you do get them, you have to do a little Dremel work, which wasn't really a problem. Another one of the things that I've done is I've switched out this mainspring housing, as most people seem to be doing. I took it one step further, though. I took the internals out of the original mainspring and put it all in there, except for one thing. I have the bag here, but it's got the old mainspring and the old housing in there. I actually have a Wilson Combat reduced load. I believe it's a 19-pound mainspring. It's supposed to be reduced power. It feels exactly the same to me. But the one thing I did notice, and I absolutely love, with the new mainspring, the trigger, it breaks so clean. It's, I'd pull the trigger there, but I don't have a snap cap in there, and yeah, everyone knows about the don't dry fire the rim fire, of course, because it smacks the chamber, or the you know what I mean. Anyways, back to what I was going to show you here with my upgrades. The other thing I've done is, of course, the mainspring housing came from Wilson Combat as well. I've put on these tritium night sights. Absolutely not needed, but it's, you know, of course, you buy 22 to train with for a cheaper alternative to 45. So, of course, you want your training gun to be as close to what your full-size caliber is, so I went ahead and put on these tritium night sights. And the front sight is rather small. I had to shim it in and use a little bit of a silicone-based permanent adhesive. I figured for a 22, it doesn't really need to come off, and if it does, you know, you can always just tap it out. It'll be alright. I've tapped it out once because I would make a slight adjustment, and it's fine. It doesn't ruin the gun. It doesn't get loose or anything. I'd say I have roughly 100 rounds of CCI Stingers and about 250 of the Federal Bulk Pack and about 100 of the CCI Mini Mags, and absolutely no malfunctions. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that when I first got it, I followed some advice from Nick Taylor, and I went ahead and put the flits on the rails, polished them up a little bit, removed a lot of the paint, removed a lot of the machining marks. It feels great. This gun, with the little bit of work that I've put into it, it shoots like a dream. I mean, they already come from the factory, you know, awesome. They shoot great. Just a little bit of work, and they're even better. Like I said, I have the 19-pound mainspring in. Nice, very clean, very crisp trigger break, or break in the trigger. And then polishing the rails with the flits, that definitely helped a lot too. And as you can, and like, from what I heard, ATI had said that, of course, 80% of the parts are interchangeable, and they listed the sights as one. The rear is, yeah, it's a standard Novak. It just needs a little bit of filing. This year, of course, is I got my front and rear sight from Wilson Combat as well. But this rear sight I got from Wilson Combat, it was on sale for, I believe, $20, I want to say. I'm not quite for sure on that. But I had to do a little bit of filing on it. Not a whole lot, just enough to get it, just to shave off a little bit of metal here. You can actually tell right here where it's shiny. I just went ahead and filed the whole front. I figure I'll just go ahead and, my camera kind of isn't very nice. I'm using my my HTC Evo 4G here, and that 720p is kind of doesn't like to focus every now and again. But this front here, you can, if you were to be able to see it, it'd be nice and shiny because I just went ahead and filed this whole front to get it to fit in there. Put a drop of oil in there, and it just, with a little bit of work, it went in. It's removable. I can get it out. It's just a nice snug fit, of course, with what you want. Other than that, I don't really have anything to say about it. I mean, it's been an awesome gun. I absolutely like it. I'd have to say it was great for the price I paid for it. I believe for this one, my dealer had this one for, I think it was $336, the one that came with the walnut grips and without the rail. It was about $325. I decided I wanted the rail. I figured, sooner or later I'd get a laser for it. And that's something I'm definitely looking into, but I'm not quite for sure that I want a laser. But I'm definitely toying around with the idea. I mean, yeah, it'd be kind of fun, but it's just one of those things. I mean, I've been looking around, and there's a couple of websites I've been looking at. rrages.com, I'll throw a link in the description box. I heard about that website back when I was looking at the GSG 5, which is now the GSG 522, thanks to the H&K lawsuit, and it doesn't look exactly the same. But he used to have, well, I think he still does, but he has a screw upgrade for the GSG 5, but he also has a lot of stuff for, like, ARs. He has a bunch of weapons, lights, and various lasers, scopes, EOTech clones, etc. He has a rather decent green laser that'll just, it's a quick detach, with, of course, wind and elevation adjustment for, I believe, $70. I mean, to me, it looks like a great deal. I'll probably, maybe it's $59. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. Go ahead and take a look at the website for yourself. But it seems like it'd be just enough to toy around with. And I mean, it's a 22. I don't have any risk of, laser breaking from the recoil. And if it does, whatever, if it was cheap. I'm not saying that it is cheap. I've never bought anything from him, but I have a bunch of friends in that have ordered from him and haven't had any problems. Some other things I'm looking at doing, of course, is, it's been said plenty, but the ambi safety is sharp, and it needs to be ground off a little bit. Either that, or I plan on maybe in the near future getting a set of ambi safeties in from Wilson Combat. They're stainless steel. Get some stainless steel safeties in, maybe a stainless steel slide stop, maybe a stainless steel mag release, and maybe I'll polish up the trigger and just give it a nice, stainless steel and black look. The other thing I've seen someone do, which I thought looked really nice, is they went ahead and they Duracoated the frame so it matches closer to the slide. I mean, you can't really tell in person that the frame is, I mean, on camera it looks like a huge difference, but in person you can't really tell. But it's noticeable, but it's not that noticeable. But yeah, I'd maybe get it Duracoated black, and then of course one of the other little things, I want to get a stainless steel bushing and maybe polish up this little aluminum. I can't think the term for it, but the spring assembly part here, this end, polish that stainless steel and then or polish that silver because it's aluminum and then get a stainless steel bushing. But let me know what you guys think. That's what I've done so far, and let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thanks. Bye.